Hi you guys, welcome back to the Maz channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. You are watching another Halloween special, and today I thought I would do a tarot reading for my subscribers and anyone that is watching. I've had these tarots, the Rider-Waite deck here, which are the traditional tarots, for about 10 years. And I normally only use them for myself, so I don't normally do readings for other people, so you will have to bear with me. Also today I'm going to be using these two oracle decks, and this one is called Wisdom of the Hidden Realms, and this one is Oracle of the Shapeshifters. I haven't used that one very much, but yeah, I thought I would do a little Halloween special reading for you, based on what is called the Celtic Cross tarot spread, which is like a traditional cross shape arrangement of the cards, and asking the question, what does the near future hold for my subscribers? And you'll have a choice of 3 readings. A disclaimer, I must just say that I don't recommend that you take action in your life based on what you've seen in these readings. They are for entertainment. I do find these things, I take them seriously, and I do think that they offer guidance and can give you a different perspective on things sometimes, but I would never recommend rushing out and going and doing something based on something you've seen in a reading, because you're always the best judge of your own life and problems. So yeah, just want to say that. Let's get into the readings then. Okay, so in order to select your readings, I'd like you to just pick from one of these 3 crystals. Pick the one that you feel most drawn to, and that will accord with the reading that you will get. So crystal number 1 here is the pink sapphire. Crystal number 2 here is the citrine, and number 3 is the amethyst. Okay, so we're going to start off with reading number 1, which is the pink sapphire reading. The timestamps for each reading, where each one begins and ends, are at the bottom in the description bar. So I'm just going to shuffle the cards. I will shuffle and split the deck before every reading. Okay, so I've picked the readings for reading 1. I will be reading reversals today, by the way. 7, 8, 9, 10. I seem to have miscounted, but that might be significant, so I will put that aside. So this is the traditional cross spread. So card number 1 represents the present moment. We've got the Page of Wands reversed. Card 2 represents the problem. Card 3, there's a lot of reversals here. The King of Swords reversed. Card 4, the King of Pentacles reversed. Card 5, which is the conscious mind, that's the Ace of Cups reversed. Card 6, which is the unconscious mind, the Emperor. 7, which is your influence. External influences. Hopes and fears, card 9. And card 10, the likely outcome. Okay, so it's not looking all that positive then, guys. So the Page of Wands, now the wands usually represent movement, ideas, action and that sort of thing. So in the reverse, I would say it represents a kind of stagnation, a kind of inaction, maybe some kind of an impasse. The Page of Wands represents, a page is very young, so it represents kind of inexperience. So maybe you were feeling in the present moment like you are a bit inexperienced, or you don't know how to deal with this particular situation, and you've reached a point where you don't really know what to do, or perhaps you just want to stay in the position that you're in. You know, maybe you're just happy where you are. See what resonates with you. The problem, Knight of Swords. This to me represents a person that is very careless. The swords are all about cutting to the point of a problem, getting to the point, harsh words very often. You can see how he's riding quite recklessly on his horse, kind of just ploughing through. Maybe you feel like there's a person in your life who's been quite ruthless, very blunt, and has kind of ridden roughshod over you. That's what that card would say to me, and would say that the problem is. So in the past, we've got the King of Swords, so perhaps that represents this same person, because we've got the swords again. Maybe in the past you thought this person was more experienced than the knight, so maybe you looked up to them. A king obviously is in a high position of authority, so maybe it's somebody you admired, you saw as a father figure, or somebody you looked up to, someone you trusted, and yeah, in the reverse position, perhaps they weren't very clear with you. So rather than getting to the point like the sword would, it's reversed. So perhaps they've been secretive, perhaps they've, I don't know, let you down, or not been clear or truthful with you in the past. And card number 4 is the Future, King of Pentacles. Again, like, this suggests kind of not the best financial outcome from this. So this is the card, Pentacles represent money, and yeah, this kind of suggests losing money in some way because it's reversed, perhaps in quite a big way as well, because it is the King of Pentacles. So yeah, maybe there's a person in your life that if you have anything to do with them, you're going to lose some money, or a situation perhaps. Maybe you've got a situation that is unclear to you, and you don't know whether to invest money in it, and it may not be the safest thing to do until you've got all of the facts. Could be a person, or it could be a situation. So 5 represents your conscious mind. That's the Ace of Cups. So that card to me suggests quite a lot of upset. So it suggests that you're in a situation that has upset you deeply. This reversal here, cups are about emotion, and reversal suggests emotion spilling out, emotions gone wrong, kind of upset, as I've said before, kind of tears as well. That card brings to mind, you know, if you see the water kind of running down. So yeah, the Future card kind of predicts what could happen in the short-term future, not the long-term future, if nothing changes. So yeah, it might result in upsets, which would follow on from loss of money. Number 6, the unconscious mind. That's the Emperor. Now the Emperor here, I mean, he represents, again, like a father figure, somebody very responsible, concerned with kind of law and order and the way things are done. Now whether this represents you or someone else, I'm not really sure. I mean, it's supposed to represent your conscious mind, so it could be representing your desire to want to do things safely and to do things the way they're meant to be done, or it could represent someone else in your life who is the Emperor. Maybe they're advising you against doing something where you could lose your money and be upset. But the unconscious mind, to me, you know, it kind of suggests you and how you feel, and maybe you want to be responsible and be safe, and that's perhaps what's holding you back from this situation. Card number 7, that's an interesting one. That's kind of the card, 3 of Cups, it's an emotion card again. It's kind of the cup of three's a crowd, because it's reversed. It often represents an affair, 3 of Cups, and reversed could mean the end of that. Not necessarily, of course. Maybe there's been, so it wouldn't necessarily mean that. It could mean like 3 people have fallen out, perhaps a disagreement because it's in the reversal position. So maybe that falling out or disagreement has led to this situation here. Somebody not being honest. External influence. That's the 4 of Wands. This is more of a positive kind of card. Again, the Wands represent movement and ideas and action. I'm not sure about this. I guess it kind of looks like somebody in this situation has got positive ideas and positive intentions, good intentions to make this situation or project kind of work. But as hopes and fears, this card here, as you fear, there's kind of a blockage to this situation going ahead. So the Wands here, he's holding it, blocking the way. There's some sort of defensiveness going on, some sort of thing that is stopping this project or situation from happening, and the outcome again is the Page of Pentacles, so it suggests some kind of a loss if this situation were to go ahead. So yeah, I mean, from what I can gather of the whole reading here, it suggests that you might be in a situation or dealing with a person who has been quite reckless, who hasn't been very clear. There's a potential for upset and financial loss or some kind of material loss if the situation were to go ahead, and that's due to some sort of fallout or disagreement that's happening, which is kind of blocking the way for this situation to go ahead. Maybe your feelings and their behaviour or whatever has blocked it from going ahead as well, and if it did go ahead, it could result in some form of material loss by the looks of things. Okay, so we're just going to get some clarity now from these oracle cards. I'm going to pick 3 of these and just see what they have got to say. Okay, so I've picked the oracle cards. Can we have some clarity on this reading, please? Got the Queen of the Light reversed, the Keeper of the Scales reversed, and the Dragon's Jewel reversed. Okay, so in reverse these are all kind of challenger cards rather than ally cards. So the first one is the Queen of the Light, which represents illumination, enlightenment and celebration. Kind of reversed, probably not quite so positive, so yeah, in the reverse it would suggest confusion and commiseration, so that would tie in with the reading about someone not being clear and whether to proceed with a situation or not. It would kind of suggest those things. The Keeper of the Scales about fairness and balance, while in reverse kind of suggests that the situation isn't fair. And the Dragon's Jewel, that suggests inner conflict, morality and conscious choice. So it kind of reflects a sort of torn type thing. And in the reverse, I guess suggests more confusion. So yeah. Okay, picking from these cards then. Okay, so the first one is You Are Unlike Anyone Else. The first one is You are unlike anyone else. Your contradictions and complexities are interesting. Strange companions in stranger places. Challenges, use your imagination. And the Fairy Ring, new skills, advanced training, rapid improvements. Okay, so yeah, your contradictions and complexities are interesting. That again ties in with the idea of confusion. She's looking a bit lost there. Strange companions in stranger places. Challenges, use your imagination. So I think this is telling you to use your own judgment, be creative in how you approach this situation, and yeah, be your own leader really. And the Fairy Ring, new skills, advanced training, rapid improvement. So that's suggesting that you should focus on perhaps something new, acquiring some new skills, perhaps a new job or something like that, or a hobby, and that would lead to rapid improvement. So that's a positive thing. So that's the end of reading 1. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for watching. And earlier when I did pick out one more card than I should have done because I miscounted, this was actually the card, it was Justice. So yeah, that's a bit more positive. It kind of suggests that you know, things will turn out fair in the end for you. So yeah. Okay, so this is reading number 2 with the Citrine stone. Again, I'll shuffle the cards and split the deck. Okay, so I've picked the cards for reading number 2. I'm going to do the Celtic Cross spread again for this reading. So card 1, card 2, 3, card 4, card 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Okay, so card 1 then relates to the present situation. We've got the Page of Wands. Card 2, going across, that represents the problem. Card 3 is the past situation. Card 4 is the future. Card 5, what is in your conscious mind at the moment. Card 6, this is what is in your unconscious mind at the moment. 7, is your influence over the situation. 8, the external influence. 9 is the hopes and fears that you have about the situation, and 10 is the likely outcome in the future. Okay, so goodness me. So then, the present situation. There's a heck of a lot of finance involved in this reading by the looks of things. I'm just going to move the camera slightly. Yeah, we've got a lot of pentacles in this reading. So to start off then, we've got the Page of Wands. Now this could represent you or the situation. So the page is usually one of inexperience, perhaps some immaturity or naivety there, but it is upright. The wands do represent usually movement, ideas and action, and it is upright, so it is positive. It suggests that you know what you're doing in this situation, but maybe you feel slightly, maybe you're young, maybe you feel slightly unsure, slightly inexperienced about it, and it seems like the problem is to do with money. This pentacles represent wealth, prosperity, that sort of thing. And in this card here you can see the guy working hard on something. He's kind of slaving away, he's labouring. Don't know if you can see that there. So maybe you feel like you're working very hard and you're perhaps not earning as much as you would like, or maybe you're not getting the recognition that you would like. That could be in a job, or it could be in some other sort of situation. In the past, I mean, this is quite interesting, that in the past there's perhaps been a sense of prosperity, or kind of getting money more easily, with the Ace of Pentacles here. So maybe you're a bit disappointed. I don't know whether you've taken like a pay cut, or you've moved jobs and you're not as satisfied with this one, or something has disappointed you in some way, materially speaking. But yeah, that kind of looks that way. So in the past, your financial situation or material situation was better than in the present. The future, I mean, it kind of looks like, this is the Four of Pentacles again, so it kind of looks like you are going to be in a fairly stable financial situation or material situation, or whatever it is. It may not even be material, but I would think so. I mean, he's balancing his coins, you know, he's got them very equally placed. He's kind of keeping hold of his wealth by sitting on them. So, you know, you're probably going to be saving, or like just being very careful with money and stable with money in the near future. So this isn't like the permanent future, but it's like the next few months, if nothing changes. In your unconscious, in your conscious mind here, we've got the Four of Swords. This card, in its upright position, kind of represents deceit and getting away with something. If you can see him, he looks kind of like a bit sneaky. He's taken the swords and they've kind of, yeah, if you look at him, he looks kind of a bit sneaky, like he's got away with something. In the reverse, I'm not quite sure whether that situation is kind of passing now, but whether you feel like you've done something underhanded, or someone has done something underhanded to you, and perhaps that's why you feel like, you know, you're being exploited in some way financially, maybe. Unconscious, this is a powerful card, the Three of Swords. I mean, this represents heartbreak. So yeah, maybe you do feel wronged, like someone has done something to you and got away with it, financially speaking. You may feel cheated in some way and you are worried about current heartbreak over that or future heartbreak. There's kind of an unconscious fear there of being upset, things going wrong, being heartbroken. So yeah, maybe you're worried about losing your money or your possessions in some way because of someone else's dishonesty. Your influence over the situation, we've got the Ace of Cups here. The cups, they represent emotion, and kind of overturned like that suggests emotions out of control. So, or they're all spilling out of the cup. These are kind of like tears. So maybe you were being too overly emotional about the situation. I don't know whether you've kind of maybe lost your temper or just got very, very upset and it's inflamed it perhaps. Or maybe you're upset inwardly and you can't think straight about what you need to do next. The external influence is the Queen of Wands. So this suggests it's a female figure, I guess, and I kind of think misuse of power from a female figure maybe. So somebody who's a bit domineering and yeah, maybe a female boss or a female in your life is not helping this situation and is upsetting you. Maybe they're the one who's exploited you, or maybe they're just not being supportive of you. I don't know, but there's somebody there who is an external influence on this situation. Your hopes and fears, we've got the Chariot here. The Chariot represents kind of moving away from something, going away from something. So maybe you hope to move jobs or move situation, move house, get away from the situation, or perhaps you fear moving. Perhaps you don't want to do that. But yeah, there's a sense of that. And then again, you've got the Knight of Wands as the likely outcome of the situation, which again, kind of misuse of power. Knights are kind of associated with kind of like crashing through a situation, he's riding on his horse. So yeah, perhaps taking advantage of you. And again, like reversed, wands are to do with ideas and action, and it could suggest that they're using their actions and ideas in a negative way. So this situation could end negatively with someone being quite reckless. So yeah, it's quite a complicated reading, but it seems like you feel exploited in some way at work or financially or materially, and your material situation isn't as good as it has been in the past. You fear you perhaps feel someone's got away with exploiting you in that way, and you fear getting upset about it, and in fact you have got upset about it. There's a female figure in there somewhere that's kind of abusing power or being unsupportive, and you either want to move away from the situation or you fear moving away from the situation, but you should be careful of like a negative outcome and someone exploiting you further is what I can see from this reading. But this is a positive card for the immediate future here, because that does suggest like some sort of financial stability, or at least being careful on your part to look after what you've got. Okay, so I'm going to be taking the angel decks now. So I'm going to pick 3 cards from this deck to get some clarification on the reading. Okay, so I've picked 3 cards from the angel deck. We have Brother Raccoon, the Fairy Ring, and Little Brother, Little Sister. So We've got the Brother Raccoon card here, a safe place for you to go. We've got the Fairy Ring card, new skills, advanced training, rapid improvements, and little brother, little sister, siblings, younger friends, and responsibility. Okay, that's interesting. So, yeah, I think that ties in, you know, you're looking for a safer place to go where you don't feel exploited. Maybe you are going to change jobs, you know, new skills, new skills, advanced training and rapid improvement suggests that maybe you can move somewhere else, do another job, or take a promotion or something. Little brother, little sister, maybe you feel responsible for people younger than yourselves. Or maybe you'll get some help from or inspiration from them. I'm not sure what that one means, but I hope that clarifies it a little bit. We'll also take 3 cards from this deck. Okay, so I've now picked 3 cards from the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms deck. We have the Arrow Master, the Swan Queen in reverse, and the Map Maker of Destiny in reverse. So we have the Arrow Master card, hitting the mark, intention and detachment. The Swan Queen card, which is transformation, intuition and patience. And the Map Maker of Destiny, authentic purpose, inspiration and free will. Okay, right. So again, maybe the Arrow Master is to do with you looking towards getting out of this situation, you know, looking towards a new job or a way of not being exploited anymore. You've got that intention, you've got that will. Transformation, intuition and patience reversed. Perhaps that means that you've got to have a little bit of patience in this situation, because there might be some delays maybe before you can transform and get to that kind of stage. The Map Maker of Destiny reversed again. Perhaps there will be a bit of a delay before you can get to your authentic purpose, inspiration and free will through that new job or new aim or whatever it might be. So yeah, just I think it seems to me that it's saying that you've got that intention to get out of the situation and get into a better place, but you might just need to have that little bit of patience along the way. I hope that has helped, and thank you so much for watching. So we're moving on to reading 3 now for those of you who chose this lovely amethyst stone. As usual, I've shuffled and split the deck again, as I always do for every reading, so you've got the full gamut of cards. I'm going to do the Celtic Cross spread again, so I'm going to pick the cards from this deck now. Okay, so I've picked the 10 cards for this reading number 3. So let's get into the reading. So card 1, card 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Okay, so card number 1 then represents the present situation. Oh, that's a good card. The problem then, I don't know what the problem would be. Okay, problem is the 8 of Pentacles. The past situation is the Page of Wands. The future outcome of this is the Fool reversed. The conscious mind, so this is what's in your conscious thoughts, is the Knight of Pentacles. In your unconscious thoughts is the 5 of Cups. 6 of Cups, I beg your pardon. Okay, so your influence on the situation is the Star card. The external influence on the situation is the 9 of Wands. Your hopes and fears, and the 6 of Swords reversed. And then for the likely outcome is the 7 of Swords. Right, okay, so this is interesting. So for the present situation then, I mean, this is like the ideal situation. The rainbow there, the couple underneath, it's the children playing. It's kind of the ideal archetypal family situation that you've got going on there. But it seems the problem is something to do with work and toil and labour. Okay, so maybe you feel like you're being exploited by the family. Maybe you feel like you're just working all the time for them and perhaps not getting the appreciation. Or perhaps you feel that you are being exploited at work and you're having to spend too much time at work or on work and you haven't got time for that family. So either way, something to do with labour and toil is having some sort of influence and creating a problem within your situation, according to this. In the past, the Page of Wands, so this is like, the wands are to do with action, they're to do with ideas and movement towards those ideas, taking action. And this is reversed, so it looks as though action hasn't been being taken. So maybe there's been something you've been unhappy with in your family or work situation in the past, but you haven't done anything about it. It's a Page card, so they're a young figure, so perhaps you felt ill-equipped to do anything about it, you know, a bit naive or didn't quite know what you were doing. And perhaps that's led to this situation escalating now. The future is the Fool card. So this suggests something going wrong. Maybe, I don't know, that you've thrown something away. Maybe you were tempted to leave that situation, or maybe you feel like you were a fool for not doing something about it sooner. And then that's reversed, so maybe now you're feeling like you've realised you've been foolish in whatever action you have or haven't taken to remedy this situation, or not remedy it, whichever the case may be. So there's perhaps some regret there. In your conscious mind, you're thinking about finances. That's the Knight of Pentacles. So security, stability, money is very important to you. So that's probably why this family situation is worrying you, because it would, if it went wrong, it would undermine your financial position. In your unconscious mind, this is the kind of idealistic, daydreamy card. And it's reversed, so it kind of suggests shattered dreams, shattered illusions, and perhaps you were hoping for something more idyllic, but it hasn't materialised, you know, in your family life or your work life, or just life in general, and instead you've got this situation, so you're disappointed with that. and there's a sense that you're going to make a mistake in the future by whatever action you take. Your influence on the situation, the star, that is kind of to do with emotion. So maybe you've let your emotions get in the way of this situation. I don't know, maybe you can't think straight about it. External influence is this one, so the Nine of Wands. So this person, they're kind of looking out from their current vantage point, cautiously looking out, thinking, is there something else? Is there a way out of this? So that's perhaps, you know, your desires to do something about it is the external influence here on this situation. Your hopes and fears, I mean, this is a card of kind of leaving, really, pulling away, but it's reversed, so perhaps you've decided not to leave the situation or not to do anything about it and stay kind of where you are in the predicament that you are in. And then, because maybe you are, this card is representing hopes and fears, so maybe you'd hope to do something about it and haven't, or you fear doing something about it. The outcome is a card of like dishonesty, a card of having got away with something. This guy here, he's stolen the swords. So yeah, there's a kind of sneaky kind of feel to this card. So yeah, it kind of suggests someone has done something wrong here. And it has kind of destabilised everything else. So maybe you feel like you've acted in a dishonest way to try to get out of this situation, or you feel like you've got to do something dishonest in order to remedy this situation. So yeah, it's quite a complicated reading, this one. I hope it resonates with you and I hope it helps. I'm going to just take some angel cards now. So I'll take 3 cards from this deck. Okay, so I've chosen 3 cards at random from this angel deck. So just see if we can get some clarity. We've got the Queen of the Light, we've got the High Lady of Love and Compassion in reverse, and we've got the Lady of the Gift. So the Queen of the Light card, illumination, enlightenment and celebration. So that's quite a positive card. So maybe you do feel that you can do something about this situation and feel quite positive about it. The second card is the High Lady of Love and Compassion. So that's reverence, kindness and consideration, but that's in reverse. So yeah, maybe this is linked to this family problem situation here, which is where, you know, there isn't that kindness and consideration. You feel taken advantage of. You feel like you're not being considered, maybe, your feelings. And the Lady of the Gift, that's generosity, receiving and withholding. So again, I mean, a mixture of positive and negative, really. It kind of suggests mixed emotions, kind of wanting to sort things out, but feeling taken advantage of, I think, is the overall message in there. Just picking now 3 cards from this deck for further clarification. Okay, so I've picked 3 further cards from another angel deck. We've got Beauty and the Beast, Stranger Companions in Stranger Places, and Deep Dark Sea Mermaid. So, Beauty and the Beast, you need some space in a relationship. Okay, so maybe at home you need some space in the relationship because you feel taken advantage of. So until you can get this sorted out, you feel you need some space. Challenges, use your imagination, it says, but this is in reverse. So it's sort of saying that you need to use your thoughts and imagination and be creative to remedy the situation, but at the moment you're not, I think. And then Deep Dark Sea Mermaid, find solutions in the unknown places in the darkness. So again, tying in with the previous card, you know, it's suggesting that you look deep inside your head where you haven't looked before for solutions to this problem. So yeah, I hope that that has helped and I hope it resonates with you. And thank you so much for watching your reading. Okay, thank you so much for watching these readings. Like I said, do make your own judgments and decisions in life without relying on external readings and things like that. But I do hope it's been some help to you and resonated with you. Let me know in the comments if it has. And I'm thinking about doing a monthly reading. I've also got some runes as well, so if you'd be interested in rune readings, let me know. But I could do a monthly reading if that is something that you would be interested in on the channel. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. Happy Halloween.